Hello, my name is Ann Wasserman. I restore and conserve quilts of all ages, but I especially focus on the older ones. I have a book that I've written. It's called Preserving Our Quilt Legacy, Giving Antique Quilts the Special Care They Deserve. And I also teach a workshop with the same title. Information on all that is down below this video. Today, I'm going to show you a quilt that I recently worked on. Actually, it was about a year ago. It took me a long time to finally get the video up. You know how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about this really lovely improved nine patch quilt that I did some work on. I had a couple of really interesting journeys along the way in choosing and prepping the fabrics that I used for the repair work, and I'm going to share those with you. And I'm also going to share the really wonderful collection of fabrics that this quilter chose to use. I think it's a really stunning quilt. This is the quilt I'm going to be talking about today. It's a scrap quilt for sure, but the quilt maker chose her scraps carefully. She used a limited palette and ended up with a very unusual and lovely set of fabrics. Here's the most recent quilt that's been on my work table. It's owned by my friend Pat, and it is a block called Improved 9-Patch. I have mended several of them over the years, and I'm really getting to be quite fond of the pattern. This one is a great collection of interesting fabrics. I think this polka dot here is my favorite of the batch. We've got a range of decades happening in here. Some beautiful quilting. Pat has good taste. Here's another section of the quilt. Another collection of fabrics. A couple of these fabrics probably go back into the 1920s, maybe even teens. And some go up into the 40s. Here's another great polka dot. This block has one of the pieces I patched. This one. It was pretty much totally gone. I had this dot in my stash, very little piece of it. Even the reverse side is not too much lighter. So I left it taped to the wall of my house on sunny days for a few weeks, and did finally get it down to a shape that goes pretty well with the fading on the original piece. So I'm really proud of and excited about that. Fabric fading doesn't necessarily always give you the color that you think it's going to be. Sometimes they fade into different hues than you want. So I was quite happy. Here's a before photo of the two places that I repaired, one at upper left and one at upper right. They're pretty badly damaged. Here's how the fading fabric looked on my house wall. The faded patch is the top fabric, and the original color of the wrong side of the fabric is on the bottom, so you can see how much it was fading. And this is what I did every few days to see how the progress of the fading was going. This compares the colors before and after fading. The damaged piece on the quilt is at the upper right, marked with a safety pin. The final faded fabric is at the top, labeled F. The original fabric is at the bottom, with the wrong side labeled W and the right side labeled R. This block has another one that I patched, this one here. I had a long conversation with myself on choosing the fabrics. This is a wood grain fabric, but it has a really nice rendition of that same kind of soft tan. So I did audition a piece of that, and it's not really too bad, but I decided it really It just from a distance, it was more obvious. Even though this one doesn't pick up on the tan, it picks up on the contrasting black pattern, and I decided that was more important. So that's what I went with. And there's the close-up of that. It was also torn into here, and I did back that and do a little stitching on it rather than try to replace the whole oval. Similarly here, that I was able to patch with a little piece of fabric. That seemed more useful. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the two fabrics I considered. Sometimes finding the best repair fabric means choosing the best of two or more not quite right fabrics. Sad but true. Here's the after photo of these two blocks. I hope you enjoyed taking a peek at this wonderful quilt. Please look in the box below to find links to all the things I do. You can sign up to get notice of my next workshop or to register if there's one coming up. You can buy my book. You can read about this and other quilts and their stories on my blog. Please send me an email if you have any questions. Thanks for stopping by.